All right. Hey, I'm here with Dr. Mary at the Remedy Room, and I came here to talk about some of the things that we can do to prevent what's going on right now in all types of sickness, and things that we can do while we're sitting at home, some natural remedies that maybe we have around the house or something that we can order on Amazon. Some of the services that she has, even though she's very limited on what she can do right now. And just talk about that remedy doesn't always have to be something that you do after the fact that you get sick. It's something that you need to be proactive with. So just a couple questions. And I wanted to know, what should we be doing on a daily basis? What are the certain minerals and vitamins that we need? And how do we get those sources, whether it's from the foods that we eat, certain supplements? Yeah.
Okay, so I really appreciate the conversation that you're starting and continuing. Prevention is one of the biggest things that we're trying to promote at the Remedy Room, and you're right, it should start before you even get sick, and you have more control than you've been led to believe. So a lot of us have either one deficiency or another. They've studied over 90% of Americans have some sort of nutritional deficiency. So the big one that we are always promoting is vitamin C. Obviously, this is something that we don't make inside of our bodies, and so you're going to need to supplement with that. The orange has gotten the marketing win, and so everybody knows about oranges, citrus fruits, and all your red bell pepper is what I've been promoting for people from a vegetable standpoint. A red bell pepper has 3 times the amount of vitamin C than an orange, so 190 milligrams. So when we're stressed, we need even more vitamin C, and so because it's water soluble, it does go out of the system. Your body uses what it needs, and so it's important to dose multiple times in the day. So that's why it's a great idea to have vegetables at every meal. Obviously the citrus fruits, the citrus bioflavonoids, the flavonoids, all of these beautiful dark fruits and vegetables that you know that are full of these flavonoids are going to help to destroy virus and be antiviral. So vitamin C is an antiviral and antioxidant, and it has the ability to reduce pain. It has antihistamine properties, and so this is something that can be taken from food. And then in times like this, we do recommend supplementing as well as adding the other minerals. So zinc is something that's extremely important, and even with hydroxychloroquine, chloroquine, all of these things that are out in the news, it would be more powerful and work better and be able to get into the cell and stop the virus from replicating by getting zinc. And so we get that from seafood, so we're lucky enough to have that here. Vitamin D. So easy way to get more vitamin D is to go out in the sun. We're encouraging people to go and look at the sunrise and the sunset. One, it'll give you more peace of mind, which is probably the most important part of all of this. And two, it's an easy way to help regulate your diurnal sleep rhythm and sleep pattern, but also expose your skin and the back of the eye to the vitamin D and to convert D in the skin.
So I have another question. Not that we shouldn't be outside all the time doing exercise, but a lot more of us are out there in the parks and walking the streets, to pass the time, but also because movement is also one of the remedies for all this. But when we're outside, we're also breathing in tons of different, I'd say some toxins and stuff like that. What are some different ways that we can kind of clear out and clean our mouths and our throats, just like we were doing to clean our hands?
Yes, so the hands are super important. Obviously washing for 20 seconds. We've been asking people to do 5, 7, 8 breathing. Stop and really be present when you're washing your hands. Get under the nails, go up to the elbows, hot water. Then oil pulling is something that's well known. The oil will actually have a great impact on the virus. We know that it lays in the oral pharynx and in the nose and in the back of the throat for about 4 to 5 days, potentially just kind of hovering there and replicating before it goes into the upper lung and then down into the lower lung, which is what puts us at risk to develop all those worsening symptoms. If you can attack while it's in the mouth and in the oral pharynx and in the sinuses, then you can have a better go at helping the body to reduce the toxic load, in essence. So you can take a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, mix it with some water, swish and spit. Some people swallow, but I wouldn't do that too many times in the day. But I can share a link that Arm & Hammer made in the early 1900s with all kinds of remedies that are preventive. But it's a great base that actually changes the pH in the mouth and keep the virus from replicating. The oil pulling will help to change the outer layer of the viral cell structure, and so oil on oil will help to break that down. We also have some people who are using diluted peroxide, but there are not enough studies on that just yet. But we do know that peroxide is being used now to help to clean the N95 masks, and hopefully we'll be able to use those again.
What kind of oil is the best to?
I would say coconut oil, but really olive oil. It doesn't really matter. Something from nature. I'd say not canola, not the hydrogenated oils that we know about, but olive oil, avocado oil. Those are tough to get into the nose, right? The sinuses. There's some talk about just heating. That's why sauna and exercise is also so important. And the beauty of the immune system is that, you know, we wouldn't be able to survive going outside. We get exposed all day long to all kinds of toxins, and our body is able to handle it. So clearly this virus is a little bit different, a little bit more aggressive than some of the ones we've been exposed to in the past. So by arming your immune system, you're going to have a better go at trying to keep it from replicating. And by taking these supplements, by changing really first your mindset, right? So there's something in medicine called the placebo effect. So we know 40% of medicine is placebo. So we should harness that energy and know that we have an impact just by the power of our thoughts. But there's also nocebo effect. So if your thoughts are negative and you think, I'm gonna get sick, well, then you're inviting that and potentially causing yourself to have a reduced immune system. But of all the things that we're offering, the number one preventive is to de-stress. So whatever that is for you, whether that's walking, exercising, taking a bath, I don't know if I can say being with your kids anymore, meditating, and if I didn't meditate every day, I don't know that I could have gotten through this. And I am getting through it with the meditation.
All right, one more quick question. If you're starting to feel sick, or somebody in your household is getting sick, what are the best steps to just like ramp up like what you're doing at home besides like isolating that person?
So isolating and doing all the things we already know, washing hands and that sort. They need to get a good night's sleep. They need to stay hydrated. That means they're probably going to need more sodium, more potassium, more of these electrolytes, because if they can't take in the water, they're going to need a little bit of assistance there. There are things out there that don't require you to have a lot of sugar. Like I know a lot of people turn to Pedialyte, but even some of these products like Noon or some of these things that you can make yourself that don't have any sugar in them. Coconut water is a great replacement for potassium. Avocados are a great replacement for potassium, as well as a product called No Salt. So in the salt section, that's a great potassium replacer. I'm going to encourage people to use Epsom salt baths. That's an awesome way to replace your magnesium. So keeping your electrolyte status up when you're not feeling so great. Going in the sun, obviously exposing yourself, but maybe upping the dose of these vitamins that you know are helpful for the immune system, like C, like D, and certainly like zinc. So just temporarily loading them, maybe 2 to 3 days, and then coming back down.
And then the last thing I want to ask is, you know, I know you're limited on what you can, how many people you can serve or what you can sell and all that stuff. If people are staying at home and can't come see you or don't have like all like the essential like foods that they might need at home, Amazon, obviously you might not be able to get it as quick as 2 days as normal, but what are maybe some products out there besides, like you said, baking soda, that you'd recommend that people would get like as soon as possible?
So we have some of these products we've gotten because we want to make sure that our patients have them. We have a fat-soluble vitamin chewable that we're selling for people, but it's called ADEC. You can get that at Amazon. We have powdered vitamin C that's super fine. We will continue to keep that in supply because we're buying it from the Netherlands. I know people have had a lot of trouble finding vitamin C. And I prefer the powders and the liposomal over the pills. It doesn't mean don't take those things that you have. When you run out, then you can go to the better value. The cod liver oil, fish oils, eating fish, is that things that, I don't know if I answered the question.
Well, what about, I mean, a lot of times, you know, people might have this in their house like already, like emergency, airborne, those type of things. I mean, I know that it might not be
so it's, even though it's not ideal, I don't care. Any C, anytime. So there are studies to prove that even 200 milligrams of vitamin C have reduced the deaths by 80% in a nursing home. There's one study with people with colds and pneumonia. So any C, as often as you can do it, as often you can remember. So less more often is more beneficial than one whammy dose. And we talked earlier about the theory that pretend that the inflammation in your body is like a fire inside. So the amount of vitamin C, the amount of these nutrients that's required is based off the fire that's in your body. So you want to kind of keep a slow, steady stream. These are free radical quenchers or antioxidants that are just going to help your body to give your immune system enough of a break to be able to go after the virus and do its job. And so without C, without the right nutrition, it would be like you are sending the army out without any bullets in their gun. You're not using all the tools that you have available.
Oh, I want to thank Dr. Mary at the Remedy Room, and like I said, if you can call and get an appointment, that would be great too, just to get some of those essential things and kind of get that big boost.
We can do telemedicine visits. I mean, even if you can't come in, we can do visits by phone, and we can guide you. And hopefully we'll be able to open up being able to see people for prevention again. But for now, we're just treating people who are sick and who know they have symptoms.
And we want to thank her and her staff who are dealing with people with the virus all the time. Thankful for local businesses like this that can stay open for a little while to help us and give us this great information. So thanks again, Dr. Mary, and we'll see you soon. Bye.